There's a kind of poison that doesn't come in a bottle. It walks into rooms wearing charm. It doesn't strike with fists or words. It wraps itself in praise. You hear it and smile. Because it feels good. It feels safe. It feels earned. But behind every kind word is a quiet hand tightening a leash. This isn't kindness. It's choreography, designed to move you without you even realizing it. Welcome to the dark psychology of the compliment.
Hey guys, we're Strategy, based in Abu Dhabi. We use AI tools to make these concepts come to life, but it's our amazing team who goes deep, breaking down powerful philosophical ideas and showing how they really apply in everyday life. We hope you enjoyed today's content.
Machiavelli mastered this game centuries ago. In the courts of power, he saw it play out every day. Praise isn't always meant to uplift. Sometimes it's meant to assign roles, to shrink, to control. Today, not much has changed. The battlefield just looks cleaner. It's no longer thrones and daggers. It's offices, social feeds, and backhanded praise. And the ones who use these tricks, they don't raise their voice. They raise your hopes, only to cage you inside them. So if you've ever felt manipulated without knowing why, if you've ever walked away from a compliment feeling a little smaller, you're not imagining it, you're being handled. Let's pull back the curtain and see how flattery becomes a weapon. Let's begin. 1. You're so much better than you used to be. On the surface, it sounds like a compliment. Growth, progress, evolution. But peel back the politeness, and what you'll find is a subtle insult in disguise. You've improved really means you were once a mess. You were beneath them. You were someone not worth admiring until now. They're not praising who you are today. They're reminding you who you used to be. And by doing so, they reclaim your story. They become the narrator of your transformation. Here's the manipulation. They frame your identity as unstable, as if it could fall apart again. They plant quiet shame about your past. They put themselves above you, the witness, the evaluator, the superior. Now, instead of standing firm, you feel a strange mix of gratitude and guilt, pride tainted with self-doubt. And that's where the real control begins. Because the moment you start trying to prove you've changed, you're no longer grounded. You're reacting, and a reactive mind, that's a puppet waiting for strings. 2. You're actually really smart. Sounds flattering until you hear the word that poisons it, actually. That single word reveals the truth. They didn't expect intelligence from you, not until now, not until you proved them wrong. And this compliment, it's not admiration, it's correction. A quiet admission that their judgment of you was low from the start. So what does it really say? You seemed dumb before. You're smart, but only in contrast to my low expectations. This is more than a compliment. It's a status anchor, a way to keep you from floating too far up. You're rising, but only because I permit it. I still hold the measuring stick. And the moment you smile, thank them, or feel validated, you've stepped into the role they cast for you, the underdog who should be grateful, but a true Machiavellian. He never swallows praise without examining the blade hidden in its handle. He listens, not for how sweet the words sound, but for what frame they're trying to lock him into. 3. I love how you don't care what anyone thinks. At first, it sounds like a salute to your independence, your authenticity, your fearless edge. But read between the lines. This isn't praise. It's a branding exercise in disguise. What they're really saying is, you're out of sync. You're unpredictable. You're not one of us. It's not about admiring your confidence. It's about marking you as different, as strange, as someone who's just a little off. Suddenly you're questioning, am I really free? Or have I become a spectacle? That's the trap. This line doesn't lift you up. It isolates you, wraps you in a label that sets you apart just enough to make you vulnerable. Machiavelli knew this tactic well. Be different, but not so different they turn you into a threat. Because when the group sees you as too far outside the circle, they don't celebrate you. They circle you. This isn't flattery. It's soft social exile. 4. You're lucky to be so confident. At first glance, it sounds like admiration. But listen closely. There's poison in the praise. Confidence isn't luck. It's built, brick by brick, through doubt, pain, rejection, and relentless effort. It's forged in private battles no one sees. But this line, it wipes all that away. It's a two-faced compliment. They praise the trait, so they appear kind. But they blame it on luck, so they don't have to respect the work behind it. This is a linguistic trap. If you push back, you look arrogant. If you accept it, you silently agree that your confidence was a gift, not a grind. That's the setup. And here's the move. Don't defend, don't explain, just smile and say, confidence has its price. Let it hang in the air. Let them wonder what it cost. Let the mystery disturb them. That's Machiavellian, not by force, but by edge. 5. You're too good for this. Too good for the job. Too good for that person. Too good for where you are right now. It feels noble. Sounds like someone sees your value. But don't be fooled. This is sabotage disguised as support. Because beneath the sugar lies the sting. What they're really doing is planting doubt, not in others, in you. They make you restless, dissatisfied. They subtly place themselves as the judge of your worth. And worst of all, they nudge you away from something solid by convincing you you're above it. But you're not being elevated. You're being isolated from a strong position, from loyal allies, from quiet power. Machiavelli warned, beware of those who praise you just enough to make you abandon your post. Because their loyalty isn't to you. It's to their agenda. And every time you feel flattered by their words, you're one step closer to leaving what protects you. This isn't encouragement. It's emotional chess. 6. You always brighten the room. Sounds harmless, even sweet. But look closer. This isn't praise. It's a performance contract disguised as a compliment. You're now the cheerful one, the light, the positive energy everyone expects on demand. And once that identity sticks, you're no longer allowed to just be. If you're tired, you've let people down. If you're quiet, they ask, what's wrong with you today? You've gone from person to persona, a role written by others. And the moment you try to step outside of it, you're met with withdrawal, discomfort, even judgment. This isn't appreciation, it's emotional conditioning. Machiavelli would call it a weaponized identity, a label so flattering you're terrified to break character. And that fear, that subtle pressure to always perform, becomes the leverage they use to control you. So remember, the brighter the label, the tighter the leash. 7. You're so real. In today's world of filters and facades, it sounds like a badge of honor, a crown, a compliment with weight. But tread carefully. Because this line isn't always admiration. It's often bait. You're real. Compared to who? The fakes? The sellouts? The others they conveniently don't name. It feels like connection, but it's division in disguise. They're not celebrating your authenticity. They're recruiting you into their narrative, into their alliances, into their conflict. And once you've accepted the compliment, they start feeding your ego. They tell you who's not like you. They whisper names, create sides, build bonds based on shared contempt. This isn't friendship, it's psychological grooming. Machiavelli understood the tactic well. If you want to control a man, praise his purity, then poison him with distrust. The result? You become loyal to their story, not your truth. Pulled into battles that were never yours, fighting enemies you didn't choose. That's not respect. That's a leash made of flattery. Each of these compliments is a Trojan horse. Sugar on the surface, strategy underneath. They don't confront your power. They reshape it, quietly, precisely. They alter how you see yourself. They redefine what others expect from you. And worst of all, they make you say thank you for it. Machiavelli understood a truth most still miss. Insults alert you. Compliments disarm you. Insults activate your defenses. You recognize them. You push back. But compliments, they bypass your armor. They slip past your guard, not with aggression, but with affirmation. And before you even realize it, you're not defending your identity. You're performing someone else's version of it. That's not flattery. That's reprogramming. So here's the filter you carry into every room. Does this compliment empower me or define me? Because if it defines you, it draws a box around your identity and locks you inside it. But if it empowers you, it fuels you. Without trying to own you. That's the line. That's the test. And once you see it, you stop reacting emotionally. You stop explaining yourself. You stop defending your image. Instead, you watch, you calculate, you maneuver. And while they think they've charmed you, earned your trust, slipped past your defenses, you're already 2 moves ahead, still smiling, still silent, but no longer playing their game. Here's what happens next. Once they realize you don't bite the bait, that their compliments don't move you like they used to. Some will double down, trying harder to win your favor. Others will pull away, unsettled by your silence. Both reactions reveal the same truth. You're becoming dangerous because you no longer crave their validation. You no longer need their frame to feel strong. You don't react, you observe, you calculate. And in that stillness, your power begins to rise. Not with noise, not with force, but invisibly. In the way your eyes no longer search for approval. In the way your posture carries certainty. In the silence that unnerves those who used to control you. You no longer chase compliments. You decode them. And while they smile, thinking they've charmed you again, you're already filing their words under one cold, quiet label, strategist, because real manipulation, it doesn't feel like pain. It feels like praise. It makes you say, thank you, while handing over your power. But not anymore. Now you know. And knowledge, used in silence, is the sharpest weapon of all. You're not falling for it anymore. You've evolved. From flattered to formidable. You no longer seek approval. You seek clarity. You don't melt at praise. You calculate its intent. You don't perform for others. You choose your moments with precision. So the next time someone says, "You're amazing," "You're special," "You're different," you'll smile, not out of belief, but out of understanding. Because now you see the game, and you'll ask yourself, do I let them think it worked? Or do I let them feel the edge of my awareness? Because once you understand praise, once you decode it, it becomes a weapon, but only in the hands of those who no longer need it. That's the Machiavellian mind, unshaken by insults, unaffected by praise, focused only on power, the kind that can't be taken, because it was never given away in the first place. If you see me again, well, congratulations. It means you're starting to think differently. It means you're paying attention. And if that's the case, you already know what to do next. Because in a world full of manipulation, silence, and strategy, you don't follow the noise, you follow the power.
Thanks for spending time with us. If this sparked a new way of thinking, hit like and subscribe to keep the ideas flowing. And don't forget, check the description for the links to the original books and resources we used today. We'll see you in the next one.